Welcome to the final stretch of our show where we feature people at CSU with amazing stories. Today I'm super excited to introduce Ren Bergeron live in our studio. After facing a life-changing experience, she created the Watch What She Can Do brand to take control of her situation and empower others. Ren, how are you?
I'm really excited to be here. This is way cool.
I'm excited you're here too. Well, I say we go ahead and get started.
Absolutely.
So, can you tell me about your story behind creating Watch What She Can Do?
Definitely. So I've kind of aired this dirty laundry out to the world a little bit, so I'm comfortable sharing it here. And basically what happened was there was a faculty member at the school who was taking advantage of his female students. And through that, I became an affected student, and I ended up pursuing getting him out of his position with the school, and then putting up a piece of artwork that could really represent what I had been through as well as the other survivors, and something that women in construction and who are coming into that major that is so, a male-dominated industry could see that work and see the inspiration of moving past the set of inequalities that we're faced with when we come in. So,
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So what was your inspiration when designing the mural located in is it Guggenheim building?
Guggenheim,
yes. Okay.
Yeah, I will actually, that's a perfect moment to bring this in. So this is the design, and it's called Watch What She Can Do. And the inspiration here was to create an image of a woman, a symbolic image of a woman that wasn't at all, I think a lot of times women can be portrayed in a bit of a sexual manner or a very curvaceous manner, and I really wanted to make something that turned woman into STEM and really brought the two ideas together and was something that any kind of woman could see themselves in and part of. And so the inspiration there was definitely the silhouette and putting in all these different symbols of STEM so that women could relate to it. And it just tied back to the story. So it's very construction-based, this one, yeah.
Yeah. So kind of going off of what you said about women being based, you wanted it to be women in STEM, was
yes.
Your overall design. Besides that, what do you hope your brand as well as the design you created will impact on?
Definitely. So what I'm hoping that this brand can do is to really inspire women to continue pursuing STEM. I think it's really easy nowadays. We think that women are already at the end of the journey, right? We're already equal, but that's far from the truth. And I think across the world, if you do political science studies or just read up on the news and history, that isn't the case yet. And so I think we really need to still be encouraging young women and girls to pursue STEM and to pursue these male-dominated fields and to really come out and bring, their intellectual value to the table, because there's just so much intellectual capital that we're missing on if women aren't involved in those conversations.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think, besides things that you've already said, why is your story and your brand so important to bring awareness to?
So the story and the brand are so important to bring awareness to, because when you get down to it, women are 50% of the population. We raise children, alongside men, but there are being a mother and making sure that you can advantage those women as much as possible and give them the same possibilities to succeed directly affects populations of children who are, being born and being raised today. So I think it's still this ongoing struggle of bringing more equity to women and the experience of women around the world. And when we do that, we help every single facet of the world economy and society. So,
great.
Yeah.
I love that. So I guess I just have one last question. What advice do you have for other women in STEM?
Definitely. My advice is to not be afraid to be loud. That is my advice. I think this whole process and this whole experience for me, it was really easy to listen to the small voice in the back of my head that told me, this is embarrassing. Don't be sharing this story. This is something you should hide. This is something that you shouldn't be putting out there and projecting into the world. And had I listened to that, obviously I wouldn't be here. right now having this conversation with you, and it's these kinds of conversations that are going to make a difference in the long run. So I would just dare women to be louder and to take up space.
Yeah, I really love that, and I commend you for that, because that's not an easy thing to do, is use your voice and use it as a tool, and I think that that's something really special that you're trying to share and bring awareness to. But unfortunately, it's time to wrap up, because that's all the time we have. But thank you, Ren, for joining us today and for sharing your story.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
That's it for tonight, but don't worry, because we'll be back next month to bring you more exciting stories from campus. Don't miss tomorrow night's Thursday news broadcast right here on CTV. Have a great night, Rams.